What's up, Grant?
What's up, fellas? How are the Junks this morning?
We are doing well.
GP, when you're at Pupatella, get some meatballs. Their meatballs are spectacular.
Guy, you think I'm not thinking about meatballs for the last 4 days?
Yeah, I'm glad you are.
He's definitely already pre-planned it.
It's a good one.
Just so much pizza, so much draft talk. Mm-hmm. This is going to be an amazing day.
Now, you're going to be at the Pupatella in Chantilly?
Nice. Yeah, that's right. Hanging out with listeners. It's actually, we got the trifecta today, right?
Okay,
because you got the NFL draft
right.
continuing with the
Yep.
Commanders needing to do some moving and shaking here.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Caps playing Game 3 tonight, looking to go up 3-0 in Montreal. And then Juan Soto's back in town with the Mets.
That's right.
To take on the Nationals. And James Woods, one of the National League leaders with 8 bolts already.
Pretty
so
nice.
Things are looking up.
Very good.
So what was your initial impression last night? I think like most people around here, we are all kind of thinking, well, okay, they're going to probably draft an edge rusher or a corner, maybe an outside shot, jolting the receiving core or something. I didn't really have tackle on my board, but I get it. And for some reason, I have a bizarre trust in this group right now.
So let me ask you guys this real quick before I even answer that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have one guest say Josh Conerly's name to you about the Commanders?
Not that I can recall.
No.
And I talked about this too, Grant. I was listening to GND driving around, and you guys did the montage of everybody at the station and people that covered the team. And I don't think I heard Josh Conerly's name once. Maybe one, but it was like 20 people. And
maybe this is a product of them being 29, Cakesy.
Yeah.
Because it's just never in my lifetime have they not traded back or something picked that late. But this has not happened. Danny and I have been doing the show since 14. Obviously, I was on the beat before that, where we talk about the draft ad nauseum, for months, just like, here's what they could do. We do the same things over and over, right? His name did not come up as a pick for them one time from anybody.
I don't think it came up on this show either.
It didn't.
Not that I can recall.
That's wild. But Peters operates in the shadows. The Laramie Tunsil trade came out of nowhere. So I guess to answer your question, Eric, it was not on my radar either. It certainly makes sense, though, right? And while I would have preferred to go BPA at a bigger position of need, because I actually think you can make the case, not only is tackle not their biggest need, I said last night, I don't think it was a top 5 need. Now, I think Andrew Wiley is a very average at best right tackle, so you could clearly upgrade from him. But I thought they were going to, because Brandon Coleman, who they drafted in the 3rd round last year and started at left tackle, I thought was going to kick over to the right side. That's what Dan Quinn said. He didn't specify tackle. That was definitely the assumption. Peters made it seem like he'd compete with Wiley. So I thought that competition would elevate that spot. But here's what you do now. In one fell swoop this offseason, after finding your franchise quarterback last year, you've got your bookend left tackle and right tackle in Tunsil and Conerly. You've kicked Coleman inside, where he played a lot of guard in college. He could be your left guard of the future. When Cosme comes back, he's your right guard. In the meantime, Wiley played some guard with Kansas City, so he could play there. Could be a backup tackle. So you've really upgraded 4 spots with 2 moves, essentially. And I'm just never going to be upset when you take protecting Jayden Daniels very seriously. So it's not a move you can dislike, even if it's unsexy.
Yeah, and Grant, heading into round 2, if they don't move off the pick at 61, I literally have no idea, who they're dialing in on. It would be crazy to think, okay, I know what Adam Peters is going to do 30 picks from now.
Yeah.
I have no idea where they're going to head.
And I said the same thing.
The next pick.
Last year, sort of the order and way they picked guys was not intuitive to me. I remember that specifically.
Well, remember last year in the 2nd round, Johnny Newton's name wasn't really on the board either.
Yeah,
that was a surprise.
It was they picked guys. I don't know the process, but they have earned the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Definitely have. I don't even like admitting this, but it just is what it is. I have never been less plugged in on their thinking or how they do things in my life. People keep saying, what do you think they're going to do? And for years, I would either, somebody would be not leaking, but giving you an idea of how they're thinking. They just don't really do that anymore internally. They are very comfortable in their own skin, operating the way they want to. They're not kind of putting out feelers or getting the word out via the media and floating things as trial balloons up in the air. They just kind of do what they want to do, and you're either on board or you're not. So, yeah, they have one more pick before 128 now in the 4th round at 26th in round 4. So you're basically talking about what is essentially a 5th-round pick. I think you've got to do everything you can to move back at that spot just to add more selections. But you're right, Cakes. They could go – they need weapons, right? So if they only make that pick and do nothing else, you could – You could go running back, you could go wide receiver. They may just say, we don't have a choice but to address the pass rushing need because we can't get enough pass rush with this group at the edge. Mm-hmm. They definitely need cornerback help. It's hilarious because they're in the NFC title game last year, guys, and they do have a lot of needs, which speaks to how dynamic Jayden was to mask a lot of deficiencies.